Welcome everyone, and in this video I'm going to make a eject seat for an RC plane or helicopter or something like that. So the concept is I got a servo. I will be using a bigger servo, but the whole idea is you have a spring on top of here that goes in between a chair that I'll make out of some plastic. Then you'll push the chair down, compress the spring, and then the chair will have little teeth that clip onto the control rod. So I'll start by making the chair. I'm going to use PVC. This is just a 100mm pipe that was cut into a circle. I'm just going to use that. Cut it over here with my hacksaw. Okay, so I got the thing that I've now cut through. So I shouldn't really be doing this inside, but there's nothing really flammable in here. So I'm going to use my blowtorch and just slowly heat this up and bend it to flatten it out. Just make sure everything's moved out of the way. So I've got this fairly straight. I'll just take it to the workshop where I can heat it up and then clamp it flat.
A few moments later.
I heated this up and clamped it, so now it's quite good. Okay, it did get a bit brown from where the flame was on it for a bit too long, but that I meant to sand that quite straight. So my plan is here to make a seat with the base about that big. If I see, take my spring. Yeah, that will work. So the base about that big, and then the back a little higher. So what I'll do is just mark that out, heat up as little of that strip as possible, and then tap the 90-degree bend. Just let's see if I have a pen of some sort. 4.5 centimeters, so I'll make sort of 4.9 would be there. I'll try have a 12. Let's see that. So I'm just gonna try cut it over here with something, and then I'll restart the camera. So I'm going to try cut the plastic with a razor blade, since I had hot glue on my blade, so it's gonna burn it. I'm just heating it up quite hot, and then I will try cut it. Okay. Okay, so now I have got this little piece. Here, I'm going to bend it over here. So I'm going to try, just heat up over there, bend it, and then put this on it like that. Well, yeah, gotta only heat the table up. So I'll put it like that. Do this. Looks like it's ready. Oh, let's try. No, I have to go like that. Okay, hot. So right now it is like a little stretchy. Just want to pull that plastic up, like a little bend. I might have to trim this a bit because it might be a bit wide. So there, the seat it is a bit black. Yes, I might sometime cut it off because it doesn't seem quite scale. But yeah, that part's still cool. But actually, it's quite strong. Then my plan is on the bottom to have the spring and then put 2 little clips that I might also make out of some of this PVC pipe. So this is a scrap piece that I had, so my thought is to cut in half, then take them and fold them over but have a bit going over. So you can just cut this and sew. So I now cut it in half. I'm just going to slice it down the middle because I think I don't need them to be so thick. So I got it and cut it through the middle. So I got my 2 small pieces of plastic now. They were that size previously. So now what I'll do is use a blowtorch, heat up their back a bit, just like a third of it, and fold that over. So I can have something for the control horn to go under. Just heat it up a bit. So then I fold it over. I can't quite see how easy, well, you can see that. So I'll just basically fold it over a third of it. So I will drill a little hole and then bolt it to the chair, and then the servo horn will go underneath it. So I'll quickly do that for this one also.
A few moments later.
Okay, so now how this is going to go. So I got my little pieces of plastic. I won't have to put them on the corner here, and they have the gap there. So I will have both of them like that, facing together, and then I'll have my spring that goes in the middle. So my servo will be at the bottom here. It will hopefully compress the spring. Just seeing, the one thing that I didn't think of is when the spring gets compressed, this has to be at the bottom there. So I have to add, either I have long bolts, which I can easily do. Yeah, I think I'll just do long bolts for this. Otherwise I'll have to add a lot more support for these guys. Or I could have had these longer and had a flat piece coming up with something. So I'll just drill holes in these and find something a bolt that's long enough to go longer than that, which should be quite easy. So I'll just do that and hopefully assemble it then. So the problem I have at the moment is the control horn is too weak to be able to hold the spring. So I'm taking some of the heavy duty steel wires, you're going to cut a piece off it and strap that to the control horn. So there I got my little piece of wire. It is a bit bent, so I'll see if I can't straighten that. Then I'm going to be using a bigger servo that has a sort of control horn. Then what I'll basically do is cable tie this on, because the spring will be pushing on it and it will be pulled in through it. Be pulling up, so with having this it will stop the strain from the control horn.
2 hours later.
So I assembled the chair here. So I got my clamps that the servo is meant to hold in, and my swing. I put this cap on it for it to be easier to load. So all in all, this wasn't a very good idea. Or well, it was a good idea, but not a good design. So to start with, it is really hard to load this. So I have to take a cable tie, push it through the other hole that isn't big enough for it. Just use a smaller cable tie. So the thing was, I would have to pull this. I think it would want to bend. I think push this on. I think try and get this to stay, which is really hard. And then once that stays, you have to line up these, keep it on tight, and put that on like that, and that jumps off. So it isn't a very good idea. I do have a few more thoughts on what I can do next time, just it is quite painful trying to load this. So here's just my servo that I have on my receiver going to my transmitter, which turns 90 degrees with the flip on switch. So I'll possibly tomorrow try my other idea, which is going to be using elastic. So let's grab this. So with using strong elastics, this is quite a weak one though. I have my chair. I have maybe little things that hold the elastics on the side. The chair is on guide rails with a lock underneath it, so you can push the chair down, lock it in, put on the elastics, pull it up to the supports above it, and then when you release it, it shoots off. So I'll see how that next design goes.